All right. Sorry I'm late, y'all, but I'm here. All right. Time for the theme music. Let's get it in. All right. All right.
Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego digging. We do so because the chains of oppression on people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
All right. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM, the education advocacy station. Yes, indeed. I'm Patrice Gibbs, the third eye optometrist. Sorry I'm running a little late. That's where family and weather and this, that, and the other. No excuses. I'm here, baby. That's where. Here to get it started. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna get the disclaimer out the way early. All right. Let's do that.
The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
All right. The black press. Yes, indeed. I do consider myself a member of the black press. Yeah, because what I do, I enlighten my community with news, commentary. The black press's history is rich indeed. The founders of the first black newspaper, Freedom's Journal. Let's see, the U.S. black press is 176 years old. Might be more like 177, 178. No longer shall others speak for us. That was the byline for Freedom's Journal. Okay, hold tight, y'all. Your voice is bad. All right. Just had to do some station business right there, right quick. Okay. All right. The black press began in 1827 when John Russwurm and Samuel Cornish started Freedom's Journal in New York. By the Civil War, 40 black newspapers were being published. Excuse me. And during the 1920s and 30s, when major papers virtually ignored black America, the glory days of the black press began. Back then, major papers usually wouldn't even run African American obituaries. This is how racist these fools were. They wanted us basically invisible. Okay, black papers became the primary means of group expression and main community service outlet, reporting on job opportunities and retailers that didn't discriminate, and covering charity events and uplifting society's pages with big pictures of smiling, dignified black people enjoying each other's company. Politics, sports, money, and social issues were reported from the perspective of black readers. The careers of Lena Horne, Little Richard, Paul Robeson, and many other entertainment greats were promoted in their early stages before major media took notice, and editorial writers crusaded for open housing, quality schools, voting rights, fair employment, and equal accommodations. demands that later formed the civil rights agenda. They were byline stories from Americans leading black activists and intellectuals like Richard Wright, Gwendolyn Brooks, and Langston Hughes. In the Chicago Defender and W.E.B. Du Bois, Zora Neale Hurston, Marcus Garvey, and Elijah Muhammad in the Pittsburgh Courier. Okay? You know, it's something that now we look at the black press and even some black newspapers. Many of them are white owned, all right? And the black press is just like, you know, the minor leagues, training camps for black journalists to move into the mainstream white dominated press. Mm-hmm. Many of our staunch reporters, writers, and what have you, even today, have ambitions, of course, of being in the mainstream press, and at times will sell themselves out so that they are acceptable by the mainstream press. That don't happen here. I don't give a damn about the mainstream press, because the mainstream press don't give a damn about us. Understand that the mainstream press is white supremacy's propaganda machine. All right? You don't understand that? Just watch the news and watch the slant. What is his name? Robinson. I can't think of his first name. Oh my God. All right, but he was, I think it's Randall Robinson, was one of the first black anchors on network news, on a major network station. I think he's on ABC. And one of the things that he said was he would have such a hard time to feel so bad when he would have to report obviously negative stories about black people. You know, he was looked up to, especially in our community, to see a black man on major network news and what have you. I couldn't have kept that job. Because when they came with the propaganda that promoted the alleged pathology of black people, I had to get my ass up from there, and I couldn't do it. All right? This is from Sister Sarah Slade Chitty. Mm-hmm. When you enslave black people, but they get liberty, so you go to war. But you lose, so you segregate black people, but they don't disappear. So you lynch black people, but they form self-defense squads. So you could declare those self-defense squads terrorist organizations. But they get that their calls for equality gain popularity. So you shoot their leaders. But they still don't disappear. So you set them in houses full of toxic lead. But they don't all die. So you train cops to kill them instead. So then they protest. And you have the audacity to ask why we're complaining. You kidding me? It's the Open Eye, WHGE 95.3 FM. Yes, indeed. Don't, for any reason, give up. Stay strong, warriors. This is Patrice Gibbs, your open eye, your third eye optometrist. WHGE 95.3 FM. Hey, good morning, Tracy, Brother Jardea, Brother Thomas. All right. Mm-hmm. Patrice Gibbs on the open eye, the third eye optometrist. As you know, I do not limit talking about our history to February. No, I do not. Hold up. All right. In the year 1900, the lynching of innocent black people was commonplace. Okay? We just had the Emmett Till anti-lynching law passed after 200 tribes. I'm not really celebrating that because I really think it's symbolic, and I don't think it's going to do anything to stop the lynching of black people, whether it's legally sanctioned or it's lynching by vigilante. All right? New Orleans citizen Robert Charles was about to be lynched, so he decided to take several people with him. We need more people with that attitude. He shot and killed almost 30 white supremacists, 7 of them racist cops, before he died. Yeah, before they got him. Which was the cause of the Robert Charles riots in late July 1900, New Orleans. It was sparked by laborer Robert Charles. He fatally shot a white police officer during an altercation and escaped arrest. A large manhunt for him ensued, and a white mob started rioting, attacking blacks throughout the city. The manhunt for Charles began Monday, July 23rd, and ended when Charles was killed on Friday, July 27th, shot by a special police volunteer, which means a vigilante. The mob shot him hundreds of more times and beat the body. The white rioting continued, and several blacks were killed after Charles had died. A total of 28 people were killed in the riots, including Charles. More than 50 people were wounded, including at least 11 who had to be hospitalized. And of course, as usual, when these things happen, blacks made up most of the fatalities and casualties. It's something that, we don't talk about enough. Yeah, I know that some people say, why don't we talk about some of the good things that happened in our history? And there were great things that happened in our history. But something, gotta tell you, we gotta speak about what's real about race relations. Not speaking what's real about race relations in order to be sensitive to the feelings of white people is a betrayal of your own people. Well, that's what here you go, bro. What's up, boy? Furthermore, to cater to the feelings of those that obviously don't give a damn about you clearly proves that your mind's mentally enslaved. It's a quote from Malcolm X. Brother Nsoromma in the house. What's up, brother? Good morning. Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
What's up, world? All right.
Yaga.
All right. Yes, indeed. We get them going
Hello,
here.
everyone. I heard you coming in too, boy.
Did you?
I tell you, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, like I said, we ain't pulling no punches around here. This is from Bishop Talbert Swan. Check that brother out, all right?
Right.
Now, this brother, he be bringing it. Dear white Americans, y'all are stressed, angry, and traumatized by seeing Russian soldiers kill white people who are complete strangers in Eastern Europe. How do you think black people feel watching police murder their relatives, neighbors, and friends right here in America?
And you don't say nothing.
And you don't say
You don't acknowledge nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You act like it's just a regular thing.
Oh yeah. And we sick of that. That's right. Hey man.
Huh?
Let me tell you something. And I put this on Facebook too.
What?
People are acting like, getting gas is like, or having gas, it got you acting like you're on probation or something. The price of gas. Go to work and go home. Like you got to check in. Damn gas is so high.
No, but that what tripped me out is you can't pay for gas to get to work, but you can buy a Versace pocketbook.
Oh,
And you can buy that leather jacket that's $800. I mean, you gotta look at it's just so petty. It's just messy, man.
Yeah, I heard that.
You can buy all these name brand and Versace and Gucci and all of this, and you complaining about gas?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Come on, man.
I hear you. But check this out, man. It's not only gas, all right? And really, to tell you the truth, the gas price is nothing but price gouging. Look, a gallon of Similac baby formula costs about $154.
Wow.
Yeah. A gallon of life-saving IV fluid costs about $178. Oh, it gets worse. A gallon of blood transfusion needed by 1 in 7 people hospitalized,
Right.
costs $1,514.
It's a lot of money.
Especially for life. It gets worse. A gallon of insulin, which costs pennies to make,
Right.
a gallon costs $123,000. Now, the average cost of gas right now is about $4.26.
Wow.
If current high gas prices is gouging, what do you call it when permanent price of life necessities is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars? You call that corporate greed that our government is not doing a damn thing about.
And they only deal with each other with the nepotism.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's messy, man.
Yeah, it is.
We gotta come together as a black community and formulate our own for real, man.
Yes,
Our
we do.
own banks, our own grocery stores, our own health stores. I mean,
Our own manufacturing
doctors.
base.
Yeah, we got to manufacture the stuff we like, so they come to us and buy the stuff. You know what I'm saying? We giving all our money out of our community to and people that don't invest in us. So we'll never see a payday or a come up doing it like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's word.
That's messy, man.
Yeah, buddy, it is.
You gotta look out for number one first.
Yes,
you
we
know,
do.
you even take care of yourself. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's with every nationality, but we need to do that with ours mainly because we give all our stuff away.
Wow. You
Wow.
know what? We're going to come back on that.
Right.
There's a couple of things we got to deal with here.
A couple of things.
Couple of things.
A couple of things we
Yeah.
gotta deal with. A couple of things.
Yeah, buddy. yeah. You know who Ryan Coogler is?
Ryan Coogler. No, I don't.
sound
I
familiar.
can't put him with it.
Okay. He's the director of the Black Panther movie.
Okay, yeah.
And he's in the process right now of directing the sequel to the Black Panther.
Okay.
Now this happened in January, but it's really just hitting social media and the airways and everything.
Okay.
Superstar director Ryan Coogler,
Yeah, I
multimillionaire, was briefly detained and handcuffed at his own bank after attempting to withdraw $12,000 from his account.
Now, he should shoot a bank.
Oh, yeah, he should. I absolutely agree with you on that. He should definitely sue the bank. That's word. According to reports,
Right.
the incident occurred in January when Coogler entered a Bank of America branch in Atlanta wearing sunglasses and a COVID-19 mask.
Right.
Okay? The site says he gave the teller a withdrawal slip with a handwritten note on the back that read, "I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do not count the money somewhere. Please do count the money somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet." And I don't blame
and right, because you know you got people behind you standing in line.
Right.
And if I see you come out with 15 G's or something, and I make a phone call, get you outside, or whatever. I mean, anything can happen in that situation. So yeah, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the teller reportedly panicked and called the manager.
police.
Called the manager.
Oh, okay.
Or no, called the head teller. Because it wasn't even the manager. Called the head teller, who called the manager, and eventually they were like, okay, well,
We're gonna call the police.
We're going to call the police.
Right.
And that's what they did. And the police came in the bank and cuffed my man up. Not only that, but the people in his car were detained. And this teller was a black lady. Okay?
I mean,
She didn't. Go ahead.
okay, I'm feeling that it was messed up. It was a black lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this black lady worked for this white organization,
Bank of America.
and she's behind the teller.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Behind
saying?
the counter,
So her instructions is, when you have a minority come through with a certain amount of money, or you feel suspicious,
Mm-hmm.
you call this person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's her job to bother you.
Mhm.
They hire our own kind to put us through the torture,
Ain't that
so
a
they
blame?
won't be blamed for it.
Right.
And what I'm saying to all of my people, which is the people of color, you know what I'm saying? We have to realize who's a criminal and who's not, and not put them in the situation. You know, it didn't take nothing for her to go, I see you, this is your account, you got your ID and whatever.
Which she didn't do.
And right, which she didn't do. She just straight figured him out to be a criminal.
Right.
Because she's, what you call it, indoctrinated
Indoctrinated. Yep.
to do that, man.
Yeah.
We got to break that.
Whereas, like you said, she did not, and he used his bank card for proper identification. He had his ID,
Right.
he had his account number,
Right.
and everything, and they called the cops on this man. Now, here's the thing. You call the cops and say it's a bank robbery and it's a black man,
They ain't asking no questions. They come in and shoot.
they coming to shoot.
Luckily, they didn't shoot him.
Right.
You know, he had enough common sense not to argue and fight with him and say
Right.
what's going on, because he was shocked that it was happening.
Damn right.
I come to this bank all the time. I got $200,000 in here.
200 million.
And you acting like you got a problem giving me my money?
Right.
And then you gonna call the cops on me?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm suing the bank.
I'm suing the bank,
suing
I'm
the
closing
bank,
my
right.
account, I'm taking my millions of dollars out of there.
And I'm protesting against you still in business with the black
Damn
people
right.
or whatever. I mean,
You know, and of course the bank apologized,
Yeah,
and they said it
whoever.
was just one of those things. And,
none of these one of those things never happen to white people.
Exactly.
One of those things,
What?
I never see that. And
No.
that's what it had me so upset. And,
Mhm.
you know, that in itself right there. And
Hmm.
then it's some white people that stand up for black people in situations, but 9 times out of 10 they don't even stand up because they friends look at them messed up or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
They
right.
can't go back around their own community if they choose to stand up to help
black people.
one of us, right?
Mhm.
Well, you know that's
And
so
of course they
ignorant,
get
man.
called the N-word lover. And
That's so
this, that, and
ignorant,
the other.
man. That's
Yeah.
ignorant. That's
Yeah.
ignorant.
So when we have one of our own that do this kind of mess,
Right.
it hurts even more.
Exactly.
It
Because
hurts
we
even
already
more.
being held down, and you gonna help them help.
Help them
Come
hold us
on,
down.
man. That's yo. We just have to get a better mind frame, man.
Mm-hmm. WHGE 95.3 FM. North 9.
Y'all got. You know. Everybody in the building.
Everybody in the house.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You know, Tracy, Steve, Jared, yo, we're on it. I gotta go up the page. Yo, what's up? Thomas getting ready to come on too. So look out for him. You know what I'm saying? And make some intelligent noise after. You know, yo, keep tuning in. This is what we do. Hey, Kim, again. Kenyatta, what's up? This is what we do. Albert, yo dog, drop the LP, hit me up so I can see we need to get together and do a concert. All of that. Me say, I want to go shooting too. I want to go to the range, so let me know. We can do that too. I'm with all of that.
All right,
yeah.
Right.
Back to the radio. Back to the radio.
That's Porch Lights by
Porch
Mr.
Lights.
Gibbs.
Mr. Gibbs.
Yes, indeed.
Go
Yeah,
get that.
buddy. Yes.
All streaming platforms.
Yes, indeed.
For real.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, this is from my brother Diallo Kenyatta. Okay, and he asks, you want to see menacide in action? Peep this. All right? This is what this brother had to say. People are mad at Kamal K. Bell. For those of you who don't know, Kamal K. Bell is a comedian. Okay? And what they're mad at him for is making a documentary disparaging Bill Cosby. They are literally calling Bell a sellout, a traitor, and agent of the white man for his Cosby criticisms and documentary. The menacide aspect is that the very thing they are accusing Bell of doing to Cosby, a black individual, Cosby did for decades to the black race in the U.S., a collective of millions. Cosby disparaged, mocked, and dismissed the plight and demands of the black race while blaming us for our own oppression and giving white people credit for giving us every opportunity to uplift ourselves and succeed in America. So you people who hate Bell, how the hell can you hold solidarity with an individual who had no loyalty to the collective and do so in the name of racial solidarity? It's contradictory. It's cognitive dissonance. It's menacide. Cosby supporters aren't supporting black men or even a black man. They're supporting a myth. The myth of a black man securing white wealth, power, and status within the capitalist USA. A mythical status many black men aspire to, even some of the most militant and anti-American black men. They are in awe of rich blacks in their capacity to amass fiat and all luxuries the system of our oppressor has to offer. Cosby supporters aren't against airing our dirty laundry or tearing down a black man when they defend Bill Cosby and attack his detractors. They are defending their vicarious fantasy of becoming an unaccountable, predatory black capitalist themselves someday. And that's from Diallo Kenyatta. I want to thank, I think it was I think it was Sister Tracy that posted this. Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, this part right here, Cosby disparaged, mocked, and dismissed the plight and demands of the black race while blaming us for our own oppression. Okay? Cosby turned his back on black people. Okay, obviously this dude does not know Bill Cosby's history.
A lot of them don't. They just jump up and start writing and act like, they got all the information right in front of them, and it's a story that they heard from somebody. They did no research for themselves, and that's what a lot of them do.
Let me tell you what Bell is. Okay? Bell is a kumbaya singing opportunist whose documentary is a hit piece that appeals primarily to middle-aged white women. Much of the ill will between the black community and Bill Cosby stems from the pudding pie speech that was very critical of black people. Okay? Now, that speech was actually born out of frustration. All right? But it also was indication that Bill Cosby had indeed lost touch with the black community, because his criticism offered no understanding of the causes of the conditions that plague our people. And this is almost unforgivable for a scholar on Cosby's level. Now, let me say this about my man saying about Bill Cosby's wealth. And this is for all of you so-called woke, conscious people. There is no revolution without finance. Economic success is not a sin. Okay? Economic success does not mean that you as a black person has turned your back on our people.
Or have sold out.
See, Bill Cosby may have lost touch, but he never turned his back on the black community. His contributions are without question. His major support of HBCUs is not a secret.
I mean, you have to understand that we human, first of all. We only human. We ain't no super gods or nothing like that. You know, we are only human. So if our human mistakes cause our legacy to crumble, or whatever, that's because you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? However it may be. He could have crashed into somebody and killed them compared to whatever he did to get locked up. I mean, whatever it is, it's a humanly mistake. And white people make mistakes and get smacked on the wrist. A black person make a mistake and they get 100 years. And that racial and that slavery setup is now inserted in the justice system. And that's the only way they make it roll, by locking us up. They ain't gonna go out of their way to lock a white person up. No. You know? And that's what we have to deal with every day. Dipping and dodging the setup for us not to be put in this slavery.
Right. That is the prison system.
Slavery corporation. Turning us back into these slaves.
Right. Because that's what they do. If you get locked up as a black man, you have the opportunity, okay, to take a job in jail, which pays about 5 cents an hour, working for one of these corporations that will not hire your ass when you get out of jail.
I know that was late, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, that's how deep it is with us. You know, and that's how they attack us.
Right.
You know?
But I got to get back to the cause. But yes,
it's all about the cause.
The Puddin' Pie speech was, like I said, it was very critical of black people. And as a scholar himself, he should have known a lot better than to do that. You know, he should have known a lot better than to offer these criticisms without explaining the cause of these things that went down, and without offering solutions other than you know, got somebody hard-headed calling Nsoromma. You know, but like I said, you know, look at the cause in the 70s and some of the documentaries he produced. Okay? The cause was very much aware of the causes of our people and understanding white supremacy. Yes, the cause made some mistakes. Yes, he caused a schism between, you know, the black community and himself. But the cause never turned his back on the black community. That's where, all right, WHGE 95. What?
Yo, what's up? The boy go in, yo. The boy go in. The boy goes in, you hear me? Char, what's up, baby? 844-944-3953. Hit us up. Call us and let us know what you thinking. Let us know what your response is to some of the stuff that we saying. You dig? Yeah.
I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
All right, WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Yep.
Okay. One of the things that I find interesting and disturbing is that some of our people will accept a dogma or an understanding so deeply that even when presented with information and research,
right?
Okay, they will hold on to that understanding and dogma so tightly, even to the point of violence. And this is across the board for our people. All right, now that might sound crazy, but it is. It's across the board for our people. I'm talking about Christians, Muslims, Moors, Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites, and the conscious woke community. All right? They will grasp onto a dogma and will not let that go. Which to me is foolishness, because that's not how you learn. When you are presented with new information,
Right.
all right, you don't have to just accept that information, but do the research on that information and find out if it's relevant, if it's real. Okay? Case in point is this okay, let me go to Brother Tariq Nasheed. Okay, who I admire for his documentaries, the Hidden Color series, 1804, Buck Breaking, and things of this nature. However, where we part company is this ideal that he's come up with about foundational black Americans. And what he's saying is that we have no actual real connection to Africa other than everybody else, because Africa is the beginning of civilization. Okay?
Right.
Brother, let that go, because I'm a Pan-Africanist. Right? And I've even seen this brother push for a schism amongst Africans in the motherland and in the diaspora, which means other than the motherland, and at what he calls foundational black Americans, which are, black Americans here in America.
Right.
You have to look at the relationship between, especially in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, when the Africans were taking their countries back from colonialism. All right? Many of these African leaders looked where? They looked to Malcolm and Martin. Okay? And I can name specifically the leader in Ghana. I can't think of his name right now. Kwame, I can't think of his last name. Kwame Nkrumah. All right? He looked specifically and invited Malcolm and Martin to Ghana after they gained their independence, or what happened. All right? Look at many of the flags in post-colonial Africa. Those flags are the Pan-African flag. They have the Pan-African colors, red, black, and green, which of course was created by Marcus Garvey, the RDG, which is of course very popular, or was very popular amongst our people here in America. Africans in America understood Pan-Africanism and our need to stand together against global white supremacy. Because white supremacy is not just here, it is a global phenomenon.
They being racist at war right now. They throwing black people off the train and being racist in a war. How is that possible?
That's how deep the racism
How is that possible? How stupid does that sound?
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that's that stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come together as one now.
Right.
Because it's even worse. They at war and they still being racist too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that's just ridiculous.
That is, and I can't get out of my head
That's ridiculous, man.
that Europe cried about a migrant crisis in 2015 against 1.4 million refugees fleeing war in Syria, and yet quickly absorbed some 2 million Ukrainians within days, complete with flags and piano music. Europe never had a migrant crisis. It has a racism crisis. True. See, let me it's not just Europe. Remember this. Remember, the U.S. expelled nearly 4,000 Haitians in 9 days as part of a deportation blitz. 36,000 Afghan evacuees lacked a pathway to permanent legal status in the U.S. Yeah, buddy. That's order. The U.S. government moved to expel 57,000 Hondurans by 2020. By 2020. By 2020.
All people of color.
Yeah. Tens of thousands of Ukrainians can stay in the U.S. without fear of deportation. See? America, come kiss my ass. Boom.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just play it again.
Look, the Ukraine ambassador,
Misuse. That misuse.
you know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Ukraine ambassador, had the mic down. The Ukraine ambassador suggests segregating foreigners on the heels of racism report. Ukraine might put all foreigners in some other place, following claims that black people face discrimination when trying to flee the war-torn country. He made these stunning remarks of Britain's home affairs. He basically just said, you know, he seemed to indicate that the solution rests with more racist behavior. That's his solution, was to be more racist against the black people in the Ukraine. All right? Now, here's the crazy, and this is where I want to smack some black people up.
What?
I saw an article, all right? Thank you, Brother Jardea, for this.
Thanks, bro.
Yep. I saw an article about a black man from Detroit who is volunteering to go fight in Ukraine. And it's amazing how some of our people are willing to go fight and die for causes as long as they're Euro and sanctioned. Your city looks like a literal ruin, looks like war-torn in Detroit. And you want to go fight in Ukraine. Have you lost your damn mind, brother?
Who ask Ukraine, any of the Ukraine people, will they go fight for any Haiti, Africa, anybody? Ask any one of them in there. Would you want to go fight for
Say that again?
Help. Ask any of the Ukrainians, would they want to go help African fight or Haiti fight in any type of situation?
When's the last time you seen anybody in Ukraine say Black Lives Matter?
You don't.
No.
They don't. They don't.
It's
They
just the
don't care.
opposite.
Right. They don't care about a person of color, black people, none of that.
Hell no.
You know, until they getting bombed, and then they really show you they don't care. They'd rather die than let you sit next to them on the train. They'd rather die than let you sit next to them. Come on, man. What kind of mentality is that, man? We have to stand up for ourselves. We have to arm up for ourselves. We have to police ourselves. We have to do everything ourselves. So when they come into our community, we don't need them. We can run them out because we got our own thing going on.
That's
and
right.
then they'll drop a bomb like they did on us with the
in Philadelphia and in Tulsa.
Exactly. And like we criminals, but we're not.
But
You've
we're not.
been hanging us and mutilating us, raping our women. You did that to us. We're not the savages. You are the savages.
That's right.
Understand that.
That's word. Now, earlier you heard me talk about the black press and how some in the black press, okay, are only, you know, their only ambition is to become popular in the mainstream press and accepted by whites.
Right, and get their followings up.
Yeah.
And become famous. They got other alternatives to being a journalist besides bringing the truth and bringing the real.
That's word.
You know?
Now, you ever heard of Donna Brazile? Many of us pay attention to politics. Have heard Democratic, what would you call her? Democratic operative, Donna Brazile. She is an ABC News contributor. She's a veteran political strategist, an adjunct professor at Georgetown University, and the King Endowed Chair in Public Policy at Howard University. She previously served as an interim chair on the Democratic National Committee and of the DNC's Voting Rights Institute. Okay, Donna Brazile managed the Gore campaign in 2000. Now, this accomplished black woman and lectured at more than 225 colleges and universities on race, diversity, women, leadership, restoring civility in politics. Brazile is an author of several books, including the New York Times bestseller, Hacks, the inside story of the break-ins and breakdowns that put Donald Trump in the White House. And Donna Brazile could go to hell. All right? She wrote this op-ed where she said the price of gas at the gas pump is an American sacrifice worth making for Ukraine.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
said something.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I said, the hell with you down in Brazil. Fast word. Oh, she said she shed tears watching the horrific scenes on TV of innocent men, women, and children being bombed, shot, and terrorized in the Ukraine, where Russia is savagely attacking hospitals, schools, apartment buildings, and so on and so forth. All right? And I looked through her editorial, okay, and not once did this big wench mention the blacks in the Ukraine being discriminated against. Ooh, I just caught myself.
I'm gonna say boo because you caught yourself.
Yeah, because I almost said something real that was going to get us some FCC problems right down in Brazil. And that's for damn sure I almost said something crazy. Look, you know what? We're coming to a close. I'm going to go ahead and get this rant in.
Get your rant in, bro. Get your rant in.
All right? Look, many of our people are not ready for the responsibility of revolution and nationhood.
That's right.
All right. One of our biggest problems is we have been robbed of our knowledge of managing a state. And as history shows, the African was very good at managing a state. From ancient Nubia through Kemet, which y'all know is Egypt, to medieval Benin, to Sagae, Mali, and Ghana.
Right.
The African was very good at managing a state indeed. Somehow the African in America retained this knowledge for quite some time, even in the face of brutal bondage. The irrefutable evidence of the amazing resiliency of the African in America are the hundreds of well-run black communities that sprung all over America as soon as the physical chains of bondage were removed. Of course, the history of America does not want to talk about the fact that most of these thriving black communities were destroyed by white supremacy, including white citizens and the American government. It wasn't the KKK. It was regular white citizens. We weren't just robbed of our knowledge to manage a state. We were massacred for daring to do so.
Yeah.
Remember, when the African ruled the world, it was a much better place. Something very important that ancient black people of Africa understood was balance. There was no word for poverty. There was no word for jail. The world was rich with resources that were freely shared, so no one had to rob and murder.
And yo, I was just talking about that, not to cut you short on that, about how our community was when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? We could run next door. Yo, Nsoromma, you got some butter? You got some sugar? Yo, can I get a slice of bread? Yo, we need some help. Can you come help us? And they would do it.
They would do it.
And they'll call you and ask you need anything. Now it's everybody for themselves. They don't care about you. Walk right by you if they see you on the ground in need. I mean, that's what it's come to now.
That's what it's come to.
That's crazy.
You know, that's where. But see, then we were able to advance and progress and build and create and philosophize and ponder and learn and teach.
Right. Each other.
Each other.
Right.
When the black man ruled the world. The world is still rich with resources. Unfortunately, control of the world's resources has been seized by a bunch of white supremacist thugs and gangsters out of Europe and America. These thugs have also done a lot of environmental damage and seem hell-bent on destroying the world.
Right.
These nefarious psychopaths have wantonly raped, robbed, and murdered for centuries.
And centuries.
They must be stopped. At this point in time in our history, the only truly viable solution is global African supremacy. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma.
This is the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yaga! Keep coming.
All right. What's up, Robin?
Yo, what's good? Facts, George. Facts, Jared, definitely. John Henry Clark showed us that in his documentary. Oh, John Henry Clark is the truth. I truly direct everybody to go listen to my man, John Henry Clark. And, what's my man's name, man? I can't even.
Chancellor Williams?
Nah, Dick Gregory and my other boy we listen to.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Look at the books, man. It's I can't even think of his name, man. Oh, I'm mad at myself, yo.
Almost forgot our clothes out here.
Right?
Destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays.
True.
Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treats you as an option.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yaga! It's a wrap. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what it is. Nsoromma in the building. My boy Pat. Hey y'all. Hey here, Pat. Say what's up. Say what's up.
All right. I hope y'all learned something today. I know I learned something before I came in here and gave it to y'all. All right. Keep it up. And yo, thank you so much to our contributors, Jadea, Vaughn, Tracy, Sherry, and others who kick us information so we can put it out there. Thank you so much. WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye.
Yaga! And yo, Nsoromma streaming on platforms.